every time before I get up on stage, I'm like, oh wow, I want to quit. But that's why I need booze. I gotta get wasted. If I see the audience don't laugh at all, it's the tragedy. But this is my job. All I have to do is to keep my energy high and don't run away from stage. So that's what I'm saying to myself. My dream, MLB player in a comedy field. My name is Saku Yanagawa. I'm a stand-up comedian based in Chicago, but I was born and raised in Japan. I've been living in Chicago for 12 years. I fell in love in Chicago immediately after I came. Obviously, I thought Chicago was a comedy capital. Audience knows how to enjoy themselves. Audience knows comedy. Also like a great comedians, such a great scene. Chicago is the best for me. I get up on stage almost every day, like major clubs in all over the states. My style is based on like a cultural observation. I'm not too dirty.
Hey, make me come right now.
I'm not too offensive. I hope.
It's just really like, I was like, this is so funny.
The whiter the better, right?
It was really good. I really enjoyed that. I've seen your video.
Saku is really unique. I don't think people appreciate Saku for his joke writing and also the fact that he's doing it in English, you know? Like, I can't imagine, like, I'm a lazy dude, and comedy's hard for me, and this is the language and the culture that I grew up in.
Actually, English is really difficult for me. Because in Japanese language...
Definitely, writing jokes in English or doing stand-up in second language is really tough. But also, it's really meaningful as a Japanese person to make American audience laugh, especially American really diversity audience. They have so many different backgrounds and even different language sometimes. It's really meaningful as a Japanese person.
Japanese mafia finally expanded their territory.
You know, I think you're being genuine to who you are. Like, you like to look nice.
I didn't even act.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, that's the move, dude, you know? And I'm excited to see because, like, if you keep doing this and you keep doing it hard, then, like, you know how it works, man. Like, it's just the same as baseball, man.
That's true.
Like every at-bat, you learn something every at-bat, you know? Learn something.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an MLB player. Obviously, Ichiro was my idol. He was definitely the greatest hitter in the Japanese history. In Japan, high school baseball is super intense and everyone wants to play in a national championship. So to play for that, I moved to Tokyo to focus on baseball. Our team was really, really great and we had to practice every day from morning to almost like midnight. Yeah, it was super intense. Of course, you know, after championship called Koshien, I wanted to be a professional baseball player and MLB player eventually. I went to university called Osaka University and I kept playing baseball actually for a year, but I had to quit baseball because of elbow injury, so I didn't know what to do. I was kind of at a loss. But I was watching TV in Japan in my apartment, which was about a Japanese stand-up comedian who has been performing in New York for 20 years.
I saw you guys, man. Asian people.
And I thought, wow, it was really cool. So I flew to New York next day, skipping the class. the open mic list in New York City's comedy club, and I visited all of the comedy club. And I asked, I was begging for a stage time, but most people said no. But two of the clubs said yes to me, so I got up on stage in open mic at the Broadway Comedy Club. Luckily, I got found by visiting comedian from Chicago, and she was like, "Hey, you're so funny. Do you want to do the Second City open mic next Sunday morning?" I said yes. Then I flew to Chicago. In the history, I would say there's no Japanese MLB player in the comedy scene. So I thought I could be the one. I want to be the pioneer, and I want to be like a Hideo Nomo, like who was a former Dodgers. He's kind of pioneer for MLB player from Japan. I thought I had to be the one. That's how I got involved in stand-up comedy. I had to get my artist visa to work legally in this country. But there is no stand-up comedy scene back in my country, so all I had to do was to travel the world. In 2017, I went to Africa and performed in Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya. Next year, I performed in Scotland. Also, I did it Korea. Humor is really local, so I had to write jokes for each country. That was a really great experience, especially for my career. My Africa tour went super well. Performed in Rwanda for their first international comedy festival in the country. Then I killed it because I wrote jokes for especially Rwanda. Then it went well. Then after that, I went to Uganda and I was on the TV. You know, people liked me. And even Kenya, I was on the national television and I killed it.
Yeah, I'm Saku. I'm from Japan. Yeah, I know what you guys are thinking about me right now. What you see now is SGL, isn't it? Don't worry about it. I'm not that guy.
なんかさ、空の色がさ、もうちょい普段はなんつうの、青いねんな。ちょっと水色なのがいいよね、今日。Stand-up comedy is kind of marathon, so it's kind of long step to become big. So in my case, I got up on so many open mic stages. Sometimes, you know, I did it well. Sometimes I didn't do well. But after the show, the kind comedian came up to me and they're like, "Hey, you wanna do the show? You wanna do the spot for us?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" Then like slightly, like my stage became bigger and bigger day by day.
Also, I'm American and so much reason.
このスタンダップコメディに4年前から本場アメリカで挑戦して
We Asians have been a hero for fucking 40 years.
Today it'd be a record for February in Chicago. We're taking a look down at the sunny Bucktown area here, and we have 67 degrees at O'Hare with a southwest wind at 18, gusting to 23 miles an hour. The cold front that'll come in here sits well to the northwest of us.
My wife is my shoe designer actually, so we met when I was 23 years old. Yeah, and she's 12 years older than I am, so Yeah, and I also got surprised she's the same age as Macaulay Culkin. So I basically do Home Alone in Chicago. But yeah, I have to support my family, especially my wife and daughter. I live in Japan. If I succeed, they're gonna come to the States maybe. She's so supportive, and she said, go pursue your career in the States. My final goal is to have my own special Netflix as stand-up comedian. Nowadays, most of the stand-up comedian want to do it, but I'm nobody yet. I can work probably for 2 hours without getting recognized by anybody in the street. Being an unsuccessful comedian for long changed people, I guess. That's why right now I think I gotta be famous as soon as possible. I gotta be big. I wanna be big as soon as possible for myself and for people around me and for my family. But at the same time, I don't wanna change my style. That's kind of my conflict. I know how important social media is, but at the same time, I wanna brush up my craft as a comedian. So I have to take a balance. And sometimes I think I sometimes struggle, which is more important, like become famous or become fun, become good writer, become good performer. So obviously in my heart says that one is most important. I can't do anything just for becoming famous. That's totally bullshit. I think the biggest job of a comedian is to make people laugh on stage. So for that, I have to keep writing great jokes, and I have to get up on stage. Yeah. So that's really fun, and I love it. I love my work.
Okay, you guys are laughing, you're racist. You say something sexual, it could be curse word like fuck you, kiss my ass, and suck my dick.
My goal is definitely to become the first MLB player in the comedy scene in America. For that, there's so many things I have to do.